Hey guys, Alibi here. Are you a gamer? Are you into video games? Did you grow up playing them? Well, I certainly did. And I had a blast as a kid. Um, the Nintendo 64 was coming out, the Super Nintendo before that. I played, a little of that. Games were just popping out left and right, fire, just constant fire. It's not like that anymore today, unfortunately. We all know it's pretty obvious at this point. If you don't see that, then I don't know what's wrong with you. But yeah, this is the message. You need to believe in what we believe in, and all women need to look ugly and fat, and that's our moral high ground on social justice and body image and whatever, right? So we're so sick of it. We're sick of hearing it. Unfortunately, these parasitic entities have infiltrated our hobby and our industry, and I'm hoping it dies off soon. It eventually will. I don't know when, but every now and then, a good modern game does come out, and I want to review them, show you that there is still some fun in what we like to do, and I hope you like the content that I'm going to be bringing. Just bear with me; it is my first video I've ever made, so yeah, I'm just going to show you some dope shit. So this game I'm playing right now is a Souls-like, and I know a lot of people have been burnt out by them, and rightfully so. It just seems to be what they're capitalizing on right now. Liza P was pretty decent, you know, um, but yeah, there's a lot of them. However, I would say this one is probably one of the better ones that I've played. Had the most fun. I put a crap ton of hours into it. I'm about to platinum it. Not that that really matters. It's just it's a lot of fun and well balanced. A lot of soul was put into this. See, there's no more of that anymore. No more soul. No, you're not allowed to care, right? So this they Lean Z developer they did a good job. I'm gonna give them credit, and I would say it's not boring at any time. The powers you get, abilities, magic, it's all pretty awesome. So, without further ado, here is Wuchang Fallen Feathers. So, I'm not going to get too much into the story of this game. You wake up at the beginning in a cave with amnesia, cursed with what's called the feathering. It's this disease that everybody's getting around the area that mutates them into the enemies that you fight and the bosses and so on. So, in all the other Souls games, once you defeat an enemy, you get what levels you up. It's either Souls. In Bloodborne, it was the Blood Echoes. In this game, it's the Red Mercury Essence. I think it's pretty cool. It's tied into the feathering, and you have a skill tree. And in all the other Souls, you don't. And yeah, that seems like another just modern slop thing, but it fits. It really does feel good. You start out with your long sword. There's the dual blades, an axe, a spear, and a one-handed sword. The dual blades are for fast, slashing action. The sword actually does have a counter. You don't really get that right away, which I think is kind of neat too. You level up to unlock the countering, and when you do it, it feels really good. All the weapons are fun to use. I think I used the longsword the most because of the fact that you can actually counter sort of parry with it, and it's not these games where it flashes a color and you got to press R1. It's not like that, which I think is also kind of a unique feature too. I appreciated what the developers were doing in terms of making this a little bit different. Wu Chang actually speaks in this game, which I thought was nice. Okay, we have a main character that is somebody. It's an actual character, not a copy and paste, you know, person editor that you spend, 15 hours on. It's just getting kind of old, if we want to be honest, right? And it was a great idea. The only problem is that she only talks like a few times throughout the entire game, pretty much the beginning and towards the end, and she doesn't really say hardly anything else. So I don't know what they were doing by just saying, hey, we're going to try something new and then we're just going to kind of abandon it. It's just a little something that, I'm nitpicking on, but again, just doesn't make much sense. So yeah, this is basically as much as I'm gonna go into with story. You meet this Taoist in the beginning area of the game, major NPC that tells you, "Yeah, this is what I've been researching, and about the mutations and all the enemies that you're fighting, and you need to find out as much as you can about what's going on. Beat the bad guys in your way and try to come up with a cure." That's about it without spoiling anything. Um, so let's go ahead and talk about combat. So the combat is very similar, obviously, to all the Souls games, but there's a lot more action that Wuchang can actually do. She can run up to someone and do like a kick flip off of them as like a special with her Skyborn Might. And the Skyborn Might is when you're fighting, you accumulate on the bottom left of the screen. It's like what you use for special abilities or spells, right there. And it's cool because you get it by dodging and you get it by attacking and you're using it. So you're constantly trading off with that, and it makes the fights a lot more interesting than just the same old light attack, heavy attack, use a spell, whatever that's in most of the Souls games. When you do unlock parrying, it's really nice to use. You knock the enemy back, sending them flying and giving you a chance to do massive damage. And each weapon has their own parry system, like the spear, for example. You can charge it up, let loose right before an enemy hits you. You get free Skyborn Might to cast a spell or do an attack, and it just makes the fight even more fun. And then we also have our backstab attacks, or obliterate attacks. You can charge up behind somebody and do massive damage, knocking them off the cliff. Boom. And you're done. So cool. Let's use some magic. How about a giant fucking lightning blade? Yeah. Let's go. There's a lot of different ways to play this game. You could just run around hitting light attack, heavy attack, dodging. I like to add a little flair. When I'm fighting a boss, I'll build up my Skyborn Might so that I can use an ability or some magic. And then just do something cool. Like use a lightning blade again, or fly around with a feathering wing and shoot blood arrows at someone. I mean, isn't that just cool? That has been lost in a lot of games anymore. It's all about the message. This focuses on the game. The gameplay is what makes this game good. There's also status effects that happen to you, like poison. It's called corruption in this game. A little status meter is going to pull up on the front. This boss is obviously doing massive corruption damage with stranger health. You have to use a certain item once you're corrupted to clear it. But yeah, that's just a cool way to fight, just using really awesome moves. If you keep attacking an enemy in quick succession, you'll break their stamina meter, which opens up an obliterate attack, and you can do that. After beating a boss, go ahead and use that red mercury essence to level up. The skill tree is really nice. Each weapon class has their own abilities that you can unlock, and right there, obviously, you have stamina, vitality, endurance, strength, agility, feathering, and magic, and in each skill tree, you're able to level up each attribute depending on where you're at. A cool mechanic they added to this game is called Madness. Every time you die or defeat a humanoid enemy, your Madness level increases, and when it's finally full, her eyes glow red, has a cool effect, and she takes more damage, but also does more damage, and her abilities that you've unlocked have extra hidden skills that go along with it. You're only allowed to equip 2 weapons at a time, but what this game allows you to do is if you have enough Skyborn Might, in the middle of a combo, you could switch, for example, to your axe and do a leaping flaming slash in the middle of a combo without taking hardly any damage and interruption, which is pretty cool. So the leveling system, in my opinion, was done very well. You get stronger abilities with each weapon the more you level them up. So you'll find something that you can use with the axe where you could swing it around and not be interrupted by an enemy attack during your special attack. There's also what's called tempering in this game that you start to unlock an ability where you can cover your weapon in blood or fire and do a certain effect with it. The leech is my favorite, and it's where you put the blood on the blades, and it essentially kind of turns into Bloodborne in a way, where if you just keep attacking after you take damage, you're going to get a lot of that health back. Leveling up your stamina increases your stamina bar, which allows you to dodge and run. The vitality is your health bar. Strength is, for most weapons, the sword, the axe, the dual blades, and the spear. Agility is more for the one-handed sword, which that weapon mainly focuses on magic. It will automatically refill your Skyborn Might just by having the weapon equipped. Right here you can see that you can upgrade your mana vase, which will allow you to use more heals throughout the game, which becomes incredibly useful. What I did on my first playthrough is I focused on the longsword. I decided to level that up, get the counter and block parry system with it, and just keep getting the strength and endurance and vitality slots that pretty much came in that skill tree. And then I kind of hopped over to magic maybe halfway through the game, tried to build that back up. But there's just so many ways you can play this. Yes, you even get to shoot enemies with guns, if that's your style. This guy really needs a haircut. What I'm getting at here is that it's very fun to kill enemies in this game. It's very fun to challenge them, to see what they're going to do. I do make this game look easy, but it is not. It's a very difficult game. Again, though, difficult does not mean good. And that has been a thing that has been tried to be pushed on all gamers from the Dark Souls series. If it's super hard, that means it's really good. That doesn't always mean that. So this game is just difficult and fun. It's got a lot of cool things you can do with the combat. And now we get a chance to have a unique experience fighting that enemy. Perfect dodge to open up the back, and boom. So we've talked about gameplay and some cool mechanics that come along with it. Overall, I really liked this game. I enjoyed all the boss fights. The enemy variety was just fine. I didn't have a problem with it feeling too repetitive at who I was fighting. There was always new enemies in the new area, which was great. I gotta say, overall, how this game looks is pretty impressive. And I don't need to say it, but the visual aesthetic in this game is amazing. When you're fighting, the fire effects, the magic effects just look beautiful. They look great and enhances the experience. The bosses, for the most part, were very cool, very intimidating, cool cutscenes to introduce them. So I was definitely a big fan of how that all went down. So then you're probably asking yourself, oh wow, well this game is definitely being shilled by this guy. He seems to really enjoy it, not really talking much about what's bad. It's gotta be woke, right? No, it's actually not, and that's what's even the cherry on top here is you're playing as an attractive Asian female who's just kicking ass, just like the good old days. Hot video game chicks, no shame. There shouldn't be any shame in that. And that's all I really feel I have to say about that entire topic. Everyone throws a fit if a video game chick is supposed to look good. But they never do it with the guys. I don't know. I'm just recognizing a pattern here with these people. So, yeah, this is a step in the right direction. Let's just keep hoping that, you know, good games will keep coming out and hold us over at the pace they're coming out. I mean, we're only getting a few every year, if that. So it just needs to pick up. More people need to get interested, start commenting, let these people know we're not put up with your ridiculousness anymore. Your garbage, your trash, your filth. We're not doing it. So we'll give these games like this credit and attention and the spotlight all day long over some blue-haired struggle with what bathroom to use, if you get what I mean. There is no woke messaging in this game whatsoever. Only thing that is annoying is that there was some censorship after the game came out. There was some kind of alleged racism between ancient bloodlines of the dynasty of the Ming and whatever. So they decided, instead of me killing this boss right here and him bleeding out or going to ash, that he's just going to lean over from exhaustion after I defeat him and babble about some nonsense. Yeah, it's really annoying and stupid, and people just cannot help themselves today. They got to find something great and try to tear it down in some way, right? So if that's as far as they're going to go, it really doesn't bother me. I still love the game. It's gory, it's bloody, it's got boobs and ass. It's just sexy. The whole game feels good. I really hope they come out with a sequel and continue to make games. So in conclusion, should you buy this game? Well, I did, and I don't regret it at all. I'm tired of buying slop and getting slop, and people just listening to the hype and thinking, oh, this new game in my franchise, a new sequel, that it's going to be great because it's the new one. Well, no, that's where they're screwing you over, and you got to start looking into a game before you buy them anymore nowadays. And since I've been doing that, I've been thanking myself ever since. All these game studios and developers are after your wallet in a really dumb way now. They're promoting trash and just hoping you're stupid enough to continue buying the game just because it's got that name behind it. Well, Insomniac pretty much ruined their reputation after Spider-Man 2. I don't know if anyone with a sound mind is planning on buying another game from them again. And if that's what it takes, then it needs to keep happening. It needs to be called out. It needs to be shamed. No more slop. No more pushed messaging in everything. I'm tired of it. We just want to play the games that we like and not what you guys like. You guys are weird. We don't want anything to do with you. Just stay out of the industry. Let talent come back in and just start killing it again. Everyone will be happy. Trust me. And by everyone, I mean the majority of people. We all hop on the game to relax after a day of work or escape a bad day or whatever it is. Have fun. And if we can't have fun playing our hobbies, there's a problem, and we're going to speak out about it. We're not going to buy your games, first of all, by the way. We're already done watching your stupid movies. Your movies suck. So give us what we want. That's very simple. You know what the gamers want. You refuse to do it. But Lean Z and others are going to pick it up. Shift Up did. Let's see what happens with Capcom and Resident Evil 9. Let's give it a shot, see what happens. But Blade Zero is going to be really good too. That's another game to look out for, guys. That one's coming out who knows when, but I think it looks amazing. Looks like it has soul. Thank you for hanging in there with me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope what you saw looked cool. It definitely feels good. It's a good game. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know some tips on editing. I'm trying to get better with this as I do more of these reviews. I'm going to probably review Ninja Gaiden 4. That game was fire. Thanks, guys. I'll see you on the next one.